Welcome to part 2 of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the best game ever made. Let's talk about Alucard and his shadowy origins. Being the half-blooded son of Dracula, also known as Vlad Tepes, and a human woman named Lisa, after the death of Lisa due to her being accused of a witch, Dracula swore revenge on humanity. Alucard felt otherwise, so he stopped Dracula's reign of terror. And somehow I got a night shield in this area. That was an extremely lucky drop. Anyway, Alucard's sense of justice mainly came from his mother's side, who instilled some pretty decent values in him. Can't say the same for Dracula though, he's a dick. After the whole debacle of the 1400s, Alucard went into a self-imposed exile and hibernated. This was mainly due to his cursed blood and him not wanting to hurt the populace any more than it was. However, 300 years and a trip to a salon later, I mean, look at Alucard. He actually looks gorgeous. He looks gorgeous. Anyway, that's besides the point. And I'm not sure which scenario is actually the case. Did Castlevania awaken Alucard from his slumber, or did Alucard sense Castlevania's presence? Therefore, he's investigating. Despite that bit of ambiguity, that is Alucard's backstory. Otherwise known as Adrian Tepes. And nobody calls him Adrian though. He's here on a mission to slay Daddy Drac in his castle full of demons. Along with his badass look, Alucard comes equipped with a plethora of skills. First off, Alucard is proficient in handling any type of weapon. That range from big bastard swords to rapiers, and even nunchucks. Secondly, he is capable of using magic techniques through Street Fighter-esque button combinations. In the previous episode, I was making quite liberal use of the Hellfire and Dark Inferno techniques, and trust me, there are plenty more techniques in the game. Those are not the only two. And finally, his animal transformations that the player will get later on. Alucard will gain access to a wolf and a bat. These transformations will make getting around the castle more convenient. And the throwing knives, they're a thing. You can actually throw them very quickly in this game, but they're still kind of useless, so eye out for the holy water or the axe. The Bible can be useful too for when you get ambushed. Oh jeez. That's how good the holy water is in this game. It can take Cthulhu's out in under 5 seconds. Got a transitional hallway, and the weird thing about these hallways is it always says CD on the top of these things. I'm not sure if CDs were a thing back in the 1700s. Unless, of course, Alucard is a time traveler of sorts. Nah, he's just a man out of time. Now you can sequence break and get this life up sooner than you're expected to. It's as simple as jumping off the very end of the ledge, but it's also a very tricky jump. What you need to do is walk off the ledge. No, really, walk off the ledge, and in that split second where Alucard is falling, press jump. It's specific as hell to pull off. You have to press the jump button the split second you start to fall down. And once you do get the hang of this mechanic, then, well, I'm not sure if it's a mechanic or if it was a mistake in programming, but still, it's fun. Let's see, cloth tunic. Oh, the high cuirass is better. I'm sticking with the high cuirass. At least until something more insanely powerful comes into play. The high cuirass still sucks, by the way. The good defensive items don't start coming in until, I'm gonna say outer wall. That's definitely the area with the consistently better items. But until then, we're just gonna have to fight skeletons with a really pathetic Alucard. Oh man, Death, what did he do to you, Alucard? What did he do to you? Oh, drink some holy water, dry bones. Another sequence break you can do here, even though this one's a bit more developer intended, is you have the skeleton jump onto that button. You as Alucard have to punch him while he's on that button, that way he disassembles himself. Ah, damn it, messed up there. Ah, no! Axe armor got in the way. Let's do it again. Here's how it's supposed to be done. You punch him while he's on the button, that way he disassembles himself, but he's gonna put himself back together. In that time frame when the skeleton is putting itself back together and jumping off the button, you jump up to the elevator before it comes completely down. And now you have the Basilard, or Basilard. It's a knife, which is a slightly better reaching punch in my opinion. It's not that much more damaging than an actual punch, but you do have a bit more quickness than a fist, so there's that. I actually do like the animation of the knife coming out. It's just Alucard doing don't hurt me, It looks wimpier than it is, and that's the charm of the knife. Charm of the knife. That itself could sound like a Castlevania title. And the award-winning song will be I Am the Blade. I am the... That is such a weird fucking music choice to end the game on, at least in the original PlayStation version. I Am the Win is complete moot whiplash in 3 seconds. I know, it's supposed to signify how one character, spoiler alert, feels about another character. Spoiler alert, but I never got the romantic vibes from these two in the game itself. Or more so, one character's feelings about the other character because the one character is not really feeling it. Yeah. You definitely know those two characters I'm talking about if you played this. Hopefully Nocturne, the new Castlevania show on Netflix, will elaborate further on this relationship when they get to the Symphony arc. I still haven't seen Nocturne yet, so please no spoilers. I did see a Funny Moments compilation on YouTube with Maria and Richter, and the two are funny, I'll give them that. It's mainly because of Maria's use of British insults. Richter's apparently a wanker, it's good to know. No, not like that, he's just a hothead. But yeah, I'm gonna try and... No, I want my holy water back. I'm gonna try and see Nocturne later this week or sometime. The good thing about this game that was kept over from Rondo of Blood and Dracula X on the Super Nintendo is that whenever you swap out weapons, the other weapon just falls to the floor. That way, whenever you swap a weapon by mistake, your other weapon doesn't just immediately go into the ether. Which is definitely a game mechanic that all the other Castlevania games besides these three could have used. Alucard spends his days cape dancing like a loon. Oh cool, we got sunglasses. Now he's styling and profiling with sunglasses that only increase our defense by 1%. Yeah, they're kinda shitty. I mean, it adds to the cool factor, but the enemies are still gonna punch you in the face. Glasses don't protect you against that. It's a myth. Anyway, here's a canon event. Might as well get my Spider-Man reference out of the way. I won't be able to play that for another 6 months or so. For the channel, I mean. I'm definitely the Castlevania, Insomniac, Spider-Man, and Mega Man guy, so yeah. Definitely gonna get to Spider-Man 2 eventually. I'm interested in this. Really, dude, it's just a wall, but I'm interested in this. Look at the showmanship of the texture of the wall. Oh no, you're one of those. Oh no, Alucard. You know, now that I think about it, Alucard is the type that will be really snobbish and judge people just because. He does look the part. The only thing is, he can actually back his shit up, so that makes Alucard cool. No, don't want that. This gemstone, which is called the Rebound Stone in the manual, is a pretty decent... It's okay. It's an okay sub-weapon for small corridors. It bounces around at 45-degree angles and just reflects off of every surface. Not really ideal for wide open areas like this room. The Rebound Stone will take its time to go off screen. The sub-weapon that I just grabbed, which is called the Booty, is kind of like the Holy Water. You scatter the ashes on the floor, and if an enemy walks over those ashes, they will take rapid damage. And there is one more sub-weapon that's new, but it's extremely hard to find. It usually spawns in the Colosseum. That weapon is called the Aguin, or Aguin, which is what I can describe as a lightning punch. It does tremendous damage, but it's also very short-ranged. So that's a sub-weapon I can either take or leave. I'd most rather leave it, honestly.
Wait, are you human? What are you doing here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Likewise, I'm Maria. And you are?
Alucard.
Well, if you're a better swordsman than a speaker, perhaps I'll see you again. Farewell.
The old Maria voice was still the best Maria voice. There's no accent. There's no Richter Belmont. She just says Richter Belmont. And I'm kind of disappointed about that. Oh well. At least I can actually compliment Richter's voice actor. This version of Richter is actually better than the original. But that's one character out of 5, and that's a very low number. Anyway, that clock room is going to be majorly important later on. You'll be revisiting that room plenty of times to uncover more secrets. We're coming close to the end of the Marble Gallery. The majority of the skeletons here are going to be of the boomerang type. Or at least the projectiles that the skeletons throw resemble boomerangs. They don't go back to the skeletons after they're thrown. Another Night Shield. I'm just getting lucky with drops today. Does that extend to getting the Chrysogrim? No, I'm not that lucky. That's still gonna take me an hour at least. Will that be on screen? No, unless I speed it up dramatically. You know what? Yeah, I probably will put it on screen just because. But it will be sped up. You know, just in case you're wondering why I killed Dracula in under 10 seconds. Oh, this monster is different. Meet the Diploxyphelus, the mother of ants. According to Greek mythology, this monster was spawned from the blood that dripped from Medusa's head. As Perseus flew over the Libyan desert with it in his hand, after which Cato's army then encountered it, along with other serpents on the march. The Diploxyphelus, what a bitch of a name, fed on the corpses left behind. These enemies would reappear in Portrait of Ruin. So it will be quite some time before we see these guys again. Like 10 years almost. Or 147 years if you're going off of timeline, which is an extremely long time. Castlevania's pretty much covered the whole second millennium. The only thing we haven't gotten is a game that takes place in 1999. That's right, I'm talking about good old Julius Belmont. We didn't even see him defeat Dracula once and for all, and I'm kind of pissed off about that. Yes, I know, Aria of Sorrow, we get to see the aftermath of it, but that takes place like 50 years after the whole debacle. Like, come on. I want to see the actual battle of 1999. Come on, Konami, get Iga back, make a game based on 1999, and I'll be happy. But you know that's never gonna happen. They're not making any more Castlevania games. So here's a secret. All you have to do is stand in this one spot, and just wait. And wait. And wait. This is the most fun part of the game. I love this. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is a different room that I'm looking for. I couldn't find anything, and oh my god, Alucard, you're sinking. That's right, you can get the Jewel Knuckles and the Mirror Cuirass way sooner than you're expected to. I'm instantly going to put those on because not only does the Mirror Cuirass give you more defense, but it protects you from Medusa heads. Because they can actually stun you in this game. Or at least the gold ones can when they touch you. The blue ones just do moderate damage to you. But that's the name of this game. Exploration and how to get stuff way sooner than you should. That was definitely the mission statement of the Castlevania games after 1997. Just collect stuff. Explore around. Find all the goodies and try and get 100%. Oh, and don't even get me started on how to get the best ending in this game. It is, it's kind of tricky. It's simple, but it's tricky. Let's see what we can find on the lookout. Ah, ferryman. That little sequence is just there for show. There's some times where you can look through the looking glass and the ferryman's not even there. I'm guessing it's dependent on the time of day, but I'm not really sure if the ferryman's affected by that. Symphony of the Night does go off of your console's clock, and some weapons even grant you special abilities after a certain time. However, don't expect this outer wall set piece to be bright and sunny because it's 7 AM. No, it's not like that. All it takes is one punch. And we're about to run into a boss. And who do you think the worst type of enemy is? Well, other than Dracula and the Grim Reaper, who do you think the worst type of enemy is? It's yourself. Now, this is the only boss, or hell, it's the only enemy in the game where the Red Rust actually does something. It will stun him and he'll be unable to attack, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't even need the Red Rust, I could just beat him up with my fists. Anyway, we're gonna end this episode off with a dramatic Castlevania pose, and I'll see you in part 3.